Some people these days seek happiness like it's some sort of prize, like it's the key to success. I think we should start focusing more on lighting that spark within ourselves known as joy. What makes you joyful? What brings you peace? And what intrinsically sparks that joy? Is it people around you, hobbies you partake in? See, the difference between joy and happiness is that joy is an inner attitude, whereas happiness is based on circumstance. Now, I was sitting in my business class one day, and we weren't doing so well. And our teacher, she constantly tried pushing this idea down our throats that we should be kind to ourselves, we should forgive ourselves, and we should learn from our mistakes. Essentially, that it's a journey. It didn't quite click in my brain until she said these few words that stuck with me. There is power in vulnerability and imperfection. I even wrote it down later that day so as to not forget. There is power in vulnerability and imperfection. Learning to be vulnerable or being vulnerable will forever be an ongoing process. And what I've learned is people don't like having uncomfortable conversations. People don't like confronting certain situations, but it has to be had. It's way more rewarding than just throwing it under the rug or ignoring it. This is because it reduces a burden. We all go through adversity, so why not take that leap of faith, that small step towards a fairly significant change? From a well-known psychologist, Dr. Aaron Beck, who studies negative schemas, he found that people tend to focus more on the negative than the positive. This is because more on the negative than the positive. They distort and misinterpret information and situations, essentially catastrophizing and overgeneralizing them. What this means is that we tend to focus more on the minute setbacks in our lives and generalizing them as something that is bigger than it actually is. Now, from a psychology student point of view, I could suggest to practice meditation, do breathing exercises, and be more in tune with yourself and your surroundings. I even conducted a whole study that proves it on self-perception. I concentrated the sample on 20 students, girls and boys between the age of 14 and 17. I wanted to see if meditation would improve their general mood or attitude during the day. And what I found out was quite interesting. Most of the participants had a mood change, 90% of whom were directly affected by the meditation. However, it is totally dependent on how intensely you want the change to be in your life. And remember, it will always be a bumpy road, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.